Death be not proud.
Listen up, you ignorant pigs. Put down your crack pipes and your beer bongs, your storm-surging Robotrons, and your Wraith Knight laser people. It's time to mature with Hail Caesar. And Hayden came into town.
All the way 2,000 miles of flying just to play this game.
All the way 2,000 miles of flying just to play a game with me,
Yep.
because I got that kind of pull in the Hail Caesar community. Without me, there is no internet presence of Hail Caesar, period. Your Facebook group, it don't mean shit. Just so you know. If I post a video on your Facebook group, medieval times or whatever you are on Facebook with miniatures and whatever, and you delete it, that's a bullshit move. I am the internet presence for Hail Caesar, not you, me. People watch my battle reports. You're just a group. That's all. Okay, we got 360 points each?
Yes.
All right, of Romans versus Celts. We'll go through the armies, we'll deploy, and we'll be right back. So I'm starting from my left. As you can see here, I've got Russell Crowe with a full division of cavalry. Nothing special, they're all medium cavalry with lances. And then over here, I believe I have 4 units of legionaries, drilled and elite. And then I have 2 units of auxiliary with 1 commander and 2 bolt throwers. Let's go over and see what the Celts have. So, we have a division of cavalry, as you can see.
4 medium cavalry.
4 medium cavalry. And
Which
then,
is not technically legal, but we're doing it anyway.
not technically legal, why not?
Because they're only supposed to, well, if they're Britons, they're only allowed to have 1, and then the rest have to be lights, but
No,
we're going to have a points problem.
We're gonna have a points problem if we do it any other way.
4 light chariots, we're
They're-
putting these as individual.
2 per division, correct?
I mean, I don't know yet.
The new
I'll
commander made his way out here. He's clearly looting himself some Roman pooty tang there. And then he's the infantry commander. 4 large war bands. And that rounds off the Celts.
We're at 3.
So this is both armies after turn 1. Cavalry didn't move. Kind of blocked up here under this forest. Got the infantry advance for 1. You got 2 advances with the cavalry?
I think I don't know.
Oh, 1
I
advance.
think 1.
And then 2 with the chariots.
Yeah, that's right.
As you can see, I moved like this with my infantry division. And that was all of turn 1. So we just finished both of the turn 2s. They countercharged here with 1 chariot. These 2 units had a row with one another. And of course he killed the Numidians. This all happens at the same time. So basically what happens is we fought the combat, we engaged the other chariot and destroyed it after we lost the Numidians. This unit up there rolled very terribly.
Yeah.
Wounding the Numidians twice, but it was still enough to kill them. And then we pursued into a fresh enemy, killed that unit, and then this happened on his turn, so I'm going to get a free charge with these guys. If that makes any sense. Just sound and thunder. This isn't bad, but necessarily good. If I charge him, he's going to get counter charges for being cavalry. So he'll get the fight with his full clash and everything, but he'll count as charging and he'll hit me on 3s as well. So it'll be very bloody. And he's still got 3 fresh warbands. But that's how turn 2 is going to end. As you can see, the board looks like something like this.
Chariots failed their moves.
And the commander is in the forest. I think you can see a sword in his cape, barely. But that's where we're at. So on my turn 3, I actually did have a cavalry breakthrough. What happened was this unit struck the chariot, which was just, say about 1/4 of an inch away forward from the infantry unit in front of it. So they struck the chariot. The chariot was already disordered, so it couldn't countercharge. Chariot got destroyed, and then they pursued into a fresh enemy. And then they proceeded to fight the combat again with these guys and Russell Crowe supporting. We did them for 8. They did us for 4. And then Hayden rolled a 3.
For the second time in this game.
For the second time in this game, and they were destroyed.
End my pain! Abracadabra! Ah! Eat shit!
My line looks like this from movement, and we'll be going on to their turn 3. And this is just to kind of conserve memory until we get into some bigger fights. But so far all the action has been on my extreme left and his right.
Charging here to there.
Stay with me! We're gonna have to charge him! Russell Crowe!
Yep.
Counter charge. Stay with me. I'm gonna. Oh, we're gonna meet you halfway.
Oh, that's right. Yep, that's right.
Russell Crowe's going with them. He's fighting around the world. Okay, so he's in his turn 3. He's moving about, and then his commander's going to be supporting.
I think we're going to make a line like right here.
He's going to make a line right there.
As well as we can. Go. Yep.
And he does it. And we're about to kick off some big fights here. So that's his movement. Go ahead and find out how many shots you have.
That's it.
All right. So we're going to film this combat real quick. Let's see what Russell Crowe's up to. We've got 3s. We're going to have to reroll that one. Missing twice on them. We'll take our 2 misses. Russell Crowe will have 2 attacks. And he's also hitting once. So we got you a total of 7.
You hit me 7 times. Okay. Here are my hits. This is from the block. That was really good.
That was really good. I don't want to mess with the full block.
So that's going to be 9 then.
That's going to be 9.
Dude carrying the woman gets 1 more, so 10.
So 10.
Plus my supports is
3.
12.
12.
And you hit me 7 on my saves.
What is your save on this?
Not 4.
Not 4?
I bet it's 5.
I got one. Let's see what I got.
Yeah, my save is 5.
So my save is 3.
I take 5 damage.
And then, I got to do another round of that. Because you did 10, correct? Oh, you brought me up to 12, huh?
5 damage.
Okay. So that means I took 6.
Woo! I won.
You won. By how many?
I won.
By 1. All right.
Oh.
I got an 11 right there.
Fine.
And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, okay.
So 11 minus 1 is a 10, which is hold without penalty. This is all going to fall off as per the rules, and we're going to have a fresh charge on that turn to... And they stayed with him. It's just like in the movie, stay with me. And if you find yourself riding around in green fields, do not be troubled.
Or you were in Elysium.
Exactly. That's the manliest shit right there. Okay, so over here, let's film up what happens to this lowly war machine that can't fight back when you hit it with your
Lowly
chariot.
war machine? Okay.
Yeah,
That's
do
not
that
what I was
one.
prepping for here. So 6 clash. 4.
4. I don't believe I get a morale save. Can you check and see if I attack you back at all?
Yeah, you have no morale save.
I haven't.
Do
I have a clash?
Let's see.
Of
Light
1?
artillery, you have a clash and sustained of 1. They do something. Unlike
I hit you.
before.
It's kind of like the final fuck you.
And you got a wound.
The guy threw a
On the
rock
guy with
at
his
you.
dick out.
Yep. I just wanted to let you all know. If you look very carefully, you can see a little dick down there. It's right there. You just barely see it. He don't need pants because his dick is out. As a matter of fact, both their dicks are out. If you take a very careful look at that chariot, they don't need pants because their dick is out. And so how many did I take?
A lot. I can't remember.
All right,
Shit.
and then
It's in the camera footage. I don't.
it's in the camera footage. 7 minus a lot. What was?
I think it was
5?
no. I think it was
4.
4. I think it was 4.
Okay, 7 minus 4. That's probably break. And because my morale is what? 3. My morale is 3, right? I mean,
that doesn't matter. You have no morale check. I mean, you have no. You can't save. You have no armor
Right.
or whatever. So you're down to 3.
dead.
You count as an infantry, I assume.
Yep.
Which means, surprisingly, not.
Not?
Break if shaken. You're not shaken.
My,
Otherwise, give ground.
I have a stamina of 4. I'm shaken.
Oh, you are? You have a stamina. Okay, you're right. You have a stamina of 3.
Yeah, worse than that.
Okay,
There we go.
Okay.
So another casualty that besides Theo, Malcolm, Jamal,
Oh,
Theo.
and they get to do what you did to me. They get to keep
Yep,
going.
you're gonna keep going.
So, what is the mechanic for that? Do they just take one move?
You take 1 move
Which
if
means
you
they
want.
go
Yeah.
straight. They have to go straight. So we'll do
Want
that.
to fight again?
Yep.
So I kind of have to move through turn 4 for both of us here. So on my turn, I routed another infantry unit right there. These guys are shaken. Russell Crowe held. And then we went back and forth with these 2 units. Now we're both tied at 5 for 5. We lost the legionaries up on the hill to the chariot, which is a major win there for him. And then this unit right here that just barely turned, killed. So in my turn 5, basically what happened was these guys had to retreat, and then I declared a charge against this unit. I dealt it for 2 damage total, bounced off of it with Russell Crowe, so that was kind of the end of my cavalry run there. And then we lost this combat, but both of these units ended up shaken as a result. They ended up shaken, but these guys are still good, and they had to retreat. And
my
then
cav in the center is shaken.
Yeah. And then basically this was a wash. They're going to continue to fight shaken, and now he's going to take his turn 5. And we're going to see what goes on beyond that. And that'll probably be the end of the game. On Hayden's turn, these guys received a charge. They were obliged to keep running. They're going to go towards my table edge. And then we fought here. I rolled good enough that I didn't have to run away, which is really good for me. Over here, he rallied that one soldier troop. He, what do you call it? These guys did nothing, so they just sat there and looked at that rally. And then over here, we fought them to a standstill, but we still retreated in good order with both of these units as shaken. And this is where the game ends, and we're going to see if it's a draw.
When I play a game with John Henry, I have to have my service animal with me at all times.
Okay, so when you play with me, you get a service animal. So we tallied it up. We just went off by how many units did we have on the table left that weren't shaken, and it came down to 1-1. So it is a draw, but it got really bloody. I had a lot of early success with my cavalry on the extreme right flank, on my extreme left. You're right. I think we played that right. What happened to my the last of the Russell Crowe guys is that they hit the enemy unit and were trapped, so they got destroyed, which kind of sucks because they had so much success at the beginning. They were at least one unit of my MVP survived, so I'll take it. Mm-hmm. But other than that, what do you think of this game? What do you think? The chariots really light chariots really add a very deadly thing to the Celts there.
Yeah, if you've been having people play this and the Celts have never been winning, the chariots definitely help with that.
The chariots do help with that. Because I wanted to make... first thing I'm going to do for the Celts is I'm making their divisions bigger. I'm going to finish painting, so I'll have 2 divisions of foot, because I want to get an 8-foot table and do a bigger game. So they're going to have their 4 chariots, at least 2 per division. If it's 3 divisions, the other division won't get it. They'll have light infantry skirmishers instead. But because I'm not Superman. I mean, come on.
It was really helpful that your 2 bolt throwers didn't hit us.
They didn't do a single thing, and I didn't have any javelin throwers. I should have taken light auxiliary, but I didn't have it. I didn't do it. I took medium, and so one of the things was I wanted to try to turn your flank, and it didn't happen because those guys, they stopped me right in my tracks. And it was kind of funny how the game shifted on its axis. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, how the whole... I like this game because it does encourage you to have a battle line, which is something that Kings of War just doesn't.
It doesn't.
Right? Kings of War
is you deploy, and if you deploy bad, it could go... Your rock, paper, scissors matches won't go so well for you on that, So it's like...
Yeah, so this forces a battle line, and sometimes it moves in ways you don't expect. Like this time we ended up almost diagonal, perfect line across the board. This is my impersonation of the Godfather. You know what I mean?
I think you're scared.
He's just got the cat, and he's like, rah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cat, I'll put you in.
But you have to have a battle line. You kind of have to keep everybody close to the commander, and then it's weird how it... Jesus Christ. It's weird how it can shift, kind of like what do you call it? Those bars on a sound bar or something. They go. It's really weird because you end up back and forth, or you end up shaken together forever with nobody winning because you're both hitting on 5s, or somebody keeps making their armor saves. I had a lot of good rolls in this game. I had some bad rolls. You had some pretty bad rolls at the beginning.
I had a lot of bad rolls, and really, I think that Had I not had that many rolls of 3, this would have gone very differently.
Very differently. And I think that's something that would have. I think that's would have tipped it in your favor.
Well, yeah, but maybe unfairly, because the light, in my opinion, you should run the light chariots with a wider frontage, because I'm getting on this tiny little frontage the effectiveness almost of a medium cavalry.
I'm leaving them on there because that's Kings of War.
But you could run 2 of them. 2 of them could be. I just feel like this is overpowered. This is what saved me from my really terrible rolls. So, if everything worked as it should...
Well, I had one turn where I could have charged you, but it still would have been counter charges across the board. But in this game, it's better to be the aggressor than not be the aggressor, and I could have probably broken through... I could have probably supported and broken through on 2 of your cavalry units early on if I had those charges. Which I did not. I failed the orders. Yeah. When it came right down to it, and a lot happened. But I had to. This is not bad for a quick battle report. Trying to save a little bit of memory on 4K because I got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. But as you know, YouTube has many features to interact with me. You can like the video, dislike the video, comment, or subscribe until I see you again. Keep playing Hail Caesar and stay metal, my friends.
And fly 2,000 miles to play a game with your friends if you have to.
Absolutely. The Praetorians, and that is all basically everything that happened in turn 4. What I'll be looking.
These people were disordered and pushed back.
Yes. Oh yeah. These
and your
were.
Cav followed up.
Yeah, my Cav actually
quite
did.
Wounded.
They sustained a lot of wounds, but they beat them, and for once he didn't roll 3 to kill a unit, which has happened to me there finally, and it happened to me over here. And so now I'm down a couple of units. These guys will have to rally before doing anything, and that's pretty much by and large the turn. Oh, and these guys are also shaken, but they're still fighting, so I'm going to have to fight, but that's okay. I've got 3 units that I can bring in to probably kill this heavily wounded unit here, and these guys have also got 4 wounds on there. I'll be able to use an initiative charge here to go into them, and that's about it. I am worried about this chariot, but not so much so that I have other things. That's going to go away, so you can hand that token back. And that was all of turn 4. We're going into 5.